first voice for Oliver Lejeune and Matthew DaCosta. Did anyone ever stop to measure the distance you were from where you were born? One without origin, traveling words across Portugal and Spain, Netherlands and France. The other, caught up in Madagascar, herded on ranges, bordered on boats. How strange it must have been to be drawn away by those who were far from home, and who took you, as if through irons and coals, then carried you over an ocean to service them in a continent of blood. No need to spell out the rewards. They fed, clothed, and kept you as if they didn't want you to be alone. And you stayed close, as if you could never be without them, a boy and a man, servant and guide, reliably noteworthy of your place. They made you what you were. You replied in kind, gave them bedclothes rendered micmac, opened borders to cleanliness and trade. And letting them reach beyond you, you dug into the bowels of their suspicions, like the song of a bird coming from inside a cloud. Each moment you walked into a room, and you knew who you were when they spoke to you with words of a very recognizable order. Town in flames. Just outside Shelbourne, July 1784, an extraordinary mob or riot. Unemployed, disbanded soldiers with guns found their way to the other side, drowning churches and houses with torches, hurting men and women, children and dogs, and leaving some stuck to trees. The skies full of clouds, smoke, and stars, caves became sepulchres without light, and blood ran to roots like a downpour, so that the wooded roads rushed red between these two towns. One full of transactions, like a crescent moon bartering with night. The other caught up like a snake in a garter, all of its venom squeezed out at the teeth. One built on white lace, foodstuffs and rum, anchoring boats from the stretches of an early empire. The other veiled in emptiness, taking each day like a prayer and trading all they had. Both slammed hammers into this port city, while others gambled the differences between those who worked and what they were paid by the official surveyor, who too faced weapons that were suddenly unconcealed until the army sat in a warship in the harbor, and Birchtown lay like a corpse decomposing in an open field. Then the tally, in stocks and bodies, all assets, liabilities, fatalities, the tabulation seemingly endless, claims, encounters in courtrooms, the early jurisprudence of the state. And as always, after recording property and labor, there was no time given for other stories. This morning's cup. Morning coffee, bit of grains, milk borrowed last week from a subway clerk, 2 dimes, 1 nickel, all change he had. Sour, I pour it anyway, thrash about it, hoping 50 cents will get me past Manhattan's ferry terminal. Unlike some who plead of cops a barely heated resting place in a room of hard wood benches. Not yet off the bus, all gone. Might I understand this? Hold in my fists teeth tight, like an IRT passenger clutches the Daily News, or a blue-mannered sophisticate delicately fingering the New York Times. My reading level is the paper I take from Bowling Green's trash cans, if not ass-white wafting ship fumes, past constant mucus dribbling from my nose, caught on thin hairlines over the upper lip, waiting drops paper, shit on the editorials. But in what pocket can I place it? And to what about those holes where my searching hand plucks up at ends of another empty cutter? Though Wall Street is only 2 blocks away, I could never reach ancient. The sun doesn't rise over Manhattan until clearing skyscrapers. Seeing it purple has never been told. Hunger, I suppose, and lunch begins breaking buildings of people. Nassau Street crowds Broadway. Cars scarce as afternoon increases the distance between the exchange and me. By the way, I'd be happy to tell how the index please, tease, tortured again. I hear Firestone plus 1/8, Cinerama minus 1/4, Carnation plus 3/4, Creole minus 1, Western Union minus 1/8, Lockheed minus 2/5, Delta Air plus 3/8, Con Ed minus 1/8, General Electric plus 1/4, Craftco plus 1/5, A&P minus 3/8, Union Oil California plus 2 1/8, and a widow's barrel more from voices taking through Battery Park. Unaware of my reading board base bronze green statue where pigeon dung has leaped 3, yield of one woman floating breadcrumbs before them, I may soon volley for. The New York Post falls on the corner by the news shack. I read by headlines and am quite aware of what polished editorials say of my schedule of that blank slab in the morgue, awaiting my bones to be forgotten. Not even the memory of this walking statue erodes ink off paper's front pages. When night calls upon the ferry terminal, and I'm still stoned with confusion, cold, and hunger, as when morning's cups smell coffee from burnt grains, I continue asking myself why it is when going to the John, I hold back my ship, having found that I've not taken the paper along. They call it destiny, progress. We call it haints. Haints of their victims rising from the sun of Africa, South America, Asia. Ishmael Reed from Mumbo Jumbo. Wind over waters like a hand touching the face. The city an old sore upon the heavy earth. Skies so blue they create an infinity, separate from any existence, a sock from a shoe, only in the imagination, whose pearls are a sequel of longing that is not yours nor mine, but belongs to the particular person caught at the particular moment in the particular act. Perhaps he will be black, or the he will be a she, and she will be black, and they will hire her to kill one boulder with 2 stats can CIC unemployment classifications they can pay less than minimum wage. It will not be some job in a sweatshop. God has long since learned the tricks of technology. Operate state-of-the-art Apple II computers some scientific atom invented, Werner von Braun in the labs of Fritz Lang's Metropolis, Berlin or Cape Kennedy, what difference? He is not a Jew, nor are his creations. He has built a pandemonium on top of Milton's pandemonium. They call it space shuttle exploration, Star Wars. They call it civilization, progress, democracy, move over. They are hurtling from darkness into darkness. No, this time it is not Africa, Chile, India, China, Vietnam. This time it is not gas chambers, ovens, sharecropper shacks, apartheid lynch mobs. This time they call it escape, get away, let's beat it. The village is burning, goddamn black day, they need black people. They have been running from since the Middle Ages. They call it barbarians, always on the borders. They call it polite names of wish you would sleep. But the waters rise up in flames of the winds, a torch for a hand, a slap in the face, earth sore and old infringement, heavy upon the city. So Romulus killed Remus, built Rome, and cursed his children, made tar babies of them all, who later told stories of what happens when you are reared by wolves.